I don't think I ever accepted that it had happened. I was always like, maybe I'll go to Ikorodu or go to Ogun State and I'll just stumble on my mother there.
Oh, you get it.
Maybe she's somewhere else, or maybe if I go to Spain, I'll just see her there. Like she just changed location. She did not really die.
You get it right.
All those things. So
Welcome once again to chat with Rutherford, and as you can see, I have my beautiful twin sister with me. Yeah. So we just want to do a part 2 of embracing life after loss. Yes, dealing with grief. So in the first episode, the part 1, we just talked about the loss we experienced generally. I lost my dad, she lost her aunt, her mom, and finally her dad, and the hurt, the challenges. We also talked about how important it is to have a support system. So the thing also with grief is that you will feel angry, you understand, you are hurt and all that, but at the same time you should not push too much away people that are trying to sympathize with you or encourage you, and of course you still need it no matter what. And also the important parts of this video generally is just to talk about how to move on. Yeah, because just like I said in previous episode, that some people, that's more like the end of them. Once they lose someone, they don't get over it. You can't fully get over it per se. Let's just be realistic and all that. You can still forge ahead. Someone always tell me something that's the beautiful thing, and what you can also do for these people also that have passed on, that we lost and know, is that is when they are looking from up above, they'll be like, oh, my daughter, my sister, she's doing well, like she's still moving on, she achieved 1 or 2 things. For instance, now me getting married, relocating and all, it has been like a big dream for my dad and all. I really know that he's watching from above. He's like, oh, finally my daughter finally got married, this finally happened and all. Because I miss my dad in the morning. Oh, how is it going? I know, don't worry, everything will be fine and all. But when he passed on, no one to tell me that, that kind of like, talk and that kind of stuff. So it's very important that we just push and forge ahead. So without wasting much of our time, let's now talk about let's speak for ourselves. Let me start with you. So what steps have you taken so far in dealing with this loss generally? And I know for you it's totally different, because for me now, for instance, I can't relate definitely too much, even though I've lost one, but you lost both, so it's totally different. Because for some people that is only one person, maybe they lost only the dad or only the mom, they see someone else. Because me, what I'm dealing with now is like, it's as if I now have to make up for everything that maybe I was not able to do for my dad and all. I'm trying to make up. I don't know whether it's guilt or it's just normal. So you're like, okay, so at least in case our enemy goes tomorrow, like by God's grace, at a much older age, at least I know that you get, because I didn't even get to do anything for my dad. Even some of the things we were hoping and wishing for, we didn't even get to achieve and see all that and all. So yes, for you, what steps did you take generally?
So we all have that guilt. I'm being honest. I still have guilt. I actually have more guilt for my mom than my dad. Because for my mom, I was younger and I felt like I just finished university. This is the time to start making money and taking care of this person, making sure, and like how our school fees was. It was not a joke. So it was after school that I felt like, yes, I was going to show this person that she did not invest in nonsense, right? I think what pained me the most was all she wanted was for me to go to school, have a first class, and I can go ahead and do whatever I want to do. That was our agreement. That okay, I can go to when I go to school and I get a first class, that she would allow me do whatever I want to do with my life, because she always knew that it was event planning I wanted to do, right? And well, it's a regret, but at the same time I'm lucky because I had gotten my transcript. I had seen my transcript before convocation. So one of the last days before she died, I was able to tell her that, mommy, like I wanted to keep it. I was like, she's going to come for my convocation. So on the day of the convocation, I want her to hear that yes, I got the first class and I was the third in my class and all of that. Oh, I don't even know. That day, I just said, "Mommy will see you." I got first class, and I could see the excitement, even though she was in so much pain and she was sad and all of that. But I could see the excitement in her face that, okay, at least I have given her that one thing that she asked
Mm,
me for.
mm,
But
mm.
still, I still feel guilty because it's like, okay, after I now got the first class, what did I use it for? Like, I've
Mm.
not even worked corporate job for any, at that time,
Like,
I've not worked any corporate job for any day in my life or anything. So I've never even used the certificate, nothing. So, moving on, I don't think I have. That's where I'm going to. I don't think I have moved on from that loss. I just feel like I have gotten to a place where I'm like, okay, you know what, it has happened. Because for the first 3 or 4 years, I don't think I ever accepted that it had happened. I was always like, maybe I'll go to Ikorodu or go to Ogun State and I'll just stumble on my mother there.
oh, you get it.
Maybe she's somewhere else, or maybe if I go to Spain, I'll just see her there. You know, like she just changed location. She did not really die.
You
You
get it
know,
right.
all those things. So moving on, I don't know that anybody really. It depends on your relationship with the person, honestly, because for some people they
Mm,
are able
mm,
to move on and they are able to have a life afterwards. But
mm,
for me, it took a while. It took like 5 years of she's not dead or 5 years of I don't believe that that's the end of my mom
mm,
to get me to the place where I was like, okay, I am depressed and I feel very sad about how my life is going right now. Something is missing and I need something to be able to fill in that gap that is lost at this point in time. So I tried going to numerous churches. I went to multiple different things. It did not work. I tried learning different skills. That's when I learned the makeup, hair, all of them
mm,
I'm not using right now because they were not passion. Like it wasn't done out of passion, it was done out of loss. Looking for what is not lost kind of situation.
mm,
I was
mm.
just looking for something to fill in the gap. Even relationships, I was dating, like I'll date this guy, he'll break up with me, or I'll break up with I'll move on to the next person the very
Mm,
next minute because
mm.
I'm constantly looking for something to fill in that gap.
God. Mm,
And it was like a bottomless pit because it never ends.
mm,
You get okay, you say, okay, maybe when I reach the highest point in this job, I'll feel satisfied. You get to the
mm,
highest point and you realize that satisfaction is still not there.
mm,
So I I got to a point where I was just tired of chasing shadows because I just kept chasing and nothing was giving me the joy that I felt I was going to get.
mm,
And I have come to the point where I'm like, okay, you know what? I might never experience that joy again, but this has opened room for other kind of joys that I can experience. So I
mm,
need to allow myself experience that happiness
mm,
because my mom is not here does not reduce the fact that I graduated best in my class for my master's.
mm,
It only means that I am honoring her memory with
mm,
this new achievement that I had,
mm,
if that
mm.
makes sense. So
Yeah.
it was for me at that time, it was like I'm just looking for something to do.
Mm,
But now that I have gotten to this point, it's like, okay, you know what? She's lost, she's gone. But that doesn't reduce any other good thing that happens in my life. And I feel like
mm.
that's what most of us should. That is what should help us move on. The fact that we're able to achieve
Important.
more things, we're able to do more things. They always say once there's life, there's hope and all of that. But I don't, it's not just a matter of life and hope and all of that for me. It's a matter of you stop achieving when you die.
Mm,
You don't let it ever be said that this person died and they did not achieve anything.
mm,
That person that has passed and they have achieved whatever they did up to that point, including having you in their lives
mm,
and raising you and bringing you to a certain level in your own life. So
mm.
if you kill yourself while you're still alive by saying, oh, my mom is not here, there's no point living, I'm sorry, you will just die for nothing because
Yeah.
you've
Yeah.
still not
Honestly.
achieved anything, right?
Mm,
So, in order to move on, first of all, you need to open yourself up to enjoying other things that don't have to relate with that person that you lost.
mm,
Secondly, you need to be willing to keep growing and experiencing new things because your life still continues even though that person has died.
mm,
Thirdly, you need to find what you believe in. At that time, I believed in my mother's God. I
Mm.
believed in the God that my mom served. And that's why when my mom died, it was like her God died with her, because it was like her God should have saved her.
Right, right.
But I had to now find my own God. I had to find my own belief. I had to find what I believed in, if that makes any sense.
Mm.
So if it is God Almighty that you believe in, that's fine. If it's something else, now you sabi. But you just have to find what it is that you believe in, because that is what will keep you going. Knowing that there is still life after death, and it's not life as per I'm a witch or I'm a ghost, I'm walking around the earth, but it is I have a mission to worship the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That is my own belief. It might not be yours, right?
Yeah.
But whatever you believe in now keeps you pushing in that direction for your own life. So
Mm.
finding God for myself after loss helped me move on, in the sense that it gave me a new, like, vision for my own life. It gave me a new hope for myself. Okay,
Mm.
there is still life. I'm still living. This God still believes that I have something to fulfill on earth. So I need to, what's the word I want to use? I need to make sure that He is happy that I am still here. If I
Mm.
don't make God happy, what is my mission again? When my mom was here, that was my mission, making my mom happy, right? But now that I don't have my mom, I don't have my father, who am I going to make happy? Do you understand? And then I also realized that if I now move that love, that care, that respect, everything to a different person, and I lose that person as well, I'll go through the same pain I went through with my mom.
Mm.
So do not put your hope, your love, all your eggs in the basket of human beings.
Yeah,
That's
God
why I
is
said
the
just
ultimate.
choose
Even
what you believe in.
saying it's just God we need, right? Honestly, no matter what, is it's definitely God. It's God that can comfort totally, give that peace, give that joy. I don't know whether to say it takes a certain level of grace or walk with God and all, because I've seen some people that lost, someone dear to them, and the way they just move on, or I don't know the right word. I'm like, are you human? How do you, where do you find this strength, this joy, this peace of mind to, I don't know, to forge ahead? It baffles me.
But that's the thing. Sometimes we see people moving up and down, smiling and playing, and we think they've moved on. They don't. That doesn't,
They're in the
like,
closet, right? You don't know
yes.
what's happening.
Because like I was suicidal last year, but everybody was like, "But you were always laughing. You were always showing up. You were always smiling." I
Mm,
didn't know that even happened to you. I'm like, yeah, because that's what it is. Like, I wouldn't want to keep myself in the middle of the road. By the time I get to the middle of the road, it means that is the end, right? But all the time that I've been struggling with, should I not? Was there really will to live? Is there any will to not live? All
mm,
that time is alone, is inside. So when you
mm,
see somebody smiling, it doesn't necessarily mean that the person is doing okay. It just means they're able to cover it very well.
mm, mm. Oh, great. Well, for me, the first step, just like when they say you're a sinner, first accept that you're a sinner. So, like, at least I try to, like, just first accept that, okay, this, I've lost this person. This person is no more and all. Then, yeah, go to God. Just like I said, earlier on, right? I don't know if it's this episode or the previous one, that thank God for grace, the Holy Spirit that help us, still dragged us back, that we didn't, go astray. One major point or tip, or should I say advice, would you just give to people that's dealing with grief generally? Just, I know you've said a lot and all, but what's one major one that at least has been helping you, that you just want to lay emphasis on, like buttress to people that are dealing with loss generally?
Um, I don't know if it's one. I might just to give one, or can I
Okay,
all
summarize
encompass
it for
it?
us.
So I would say be real with yourself.
Mm.
Some of us don't even know we are hurting. Like, we would not accept that
Mm,
we are
mm,
hurting. Just be like,
mm,
it's fine, is one of those things, and we keep saying that, but inside we are hurting very much. So be
mm,
real
mm,
with yourself. Be real that, like, accept that it's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be
mm,
disappointed. It's okay to be
mm,
angry. But if you do not even know you're feeling any of those things, then you can't even move on.
Yeah.
So the first thing is to accept whatever you're feeling. The second thing is to find what works for you. It might not be crying. Crying might not work for you. It might be talking to somebody. It might be praying. It might be going to church. It might even just be watching a movie. But find what works for you and stick with it. It might not look okay to every other person, but you're not living every other person's life. You're living yours. So as long as it goes in line with what you believe in. For instance, if you believe in God and what you're doing does not go against God, please continue. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. You need to be okay to be able to even explain to anybody else. Because if you're the one that goes tomorrow, they will be fine, right? So find what works for you. And finally, I would say believe in God. Because if you're whether you're Muslim, Christian, whatever you believe in, it's still one God. Like it's still God we are all serving. Right? So hold on to God, because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that doesn't change, that doesn't go away, that doesn't die. So when everybody else dies, when everything else dies, even trees, plants, they all die. So even if you want to get a pet to make yourself feel better, the pet can still die, right? So the only
there's
thing that
little to
is
what
everlasting,
human can do, right?
yes, the only thing that is everlasting is God. So hold on to the only thing that does not die. That's those are the three answers.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm sure you enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment, like, I love you all, and yeah, share to as many, okay? I love you. Bye. Flowing and over. We thank God for grace. You know, like behind the scene, actually, when we're talking about it, you know, we're kind of emotional. Like, you know, before this, we are kind of very emotional. I was even thinking like a whole lot of tears will flow and all there. Yeah, we cry, we not cry does not mean like we don't feel it, you understand, or that kind of stuff. But anyhow, we thank God for grace.